That's actually a good point. Because now, if a parent looks at the screenshot and is like, "Oh, this game seems fine," a parent who's worried about guns, they're like, "This game seems fine." Then they buy it,
because they don't see any guns.
Then there's guns in the game.
Oh yeah, if they don't pay attention to the rating, right?
Yeah.
The idea is that because the App Store can be viewed by anybody, the pictures in the App Store are supposed to be like G-rated, basically.
Yeah, but I still think I think it's a stupid policy because it means that you're not accurately representing a lot of the games on the App Store.
Yeah, it's not crappy for everyone. Just some people, and I don't know why.
I think I might know.
Oh.
I think like we're running at 1080.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if this computer can actually do 1080 and also local recording.
We've done it before.
We usually run CheckPoint at 720.
Yeah, but we've done 1080 before, and it's been okay. I don't know why it's doing it now, but like XSplit hasn't shown any frame drops, so
it won't. I don't know if it actually shows it if
it doesn't consider it dropping frames if it's just sending less frames.
If it's
kind of generally chugging.
If it's the computer not being able to process as opposed to the internet connection. I'm not sure.
Raven brings up a good point. A ton of developers actually thrive on misrepresenting their apps.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, that's true. Every time a child sees a picture of a virtual gun, their soul dies. When I was a kid, and I bet when you were a kid too, Graham. Actually, I would say when you were a kid because I didn't actually
was a
get
kid
any
at
of
one point. What's up, Paul?
these cartoons. Didn't G.I. Joe have guns in it? Wasn't that fine?
I've turned off local recording now.
Okay.
So it might be less.
There's people saying that they didn't see a problem also. So it's like
in that case.
Apparently, also some people saying that they haven't seen a problem now that the local recording has stopped.
But there were people saying that they didn't see a problem before. This is the thing. It's like it's so difficult to troubleshoot something like this because you'll get 100 people be like, I have the same problem, and it's like, oh, okay, well, we'll look at that, and then another 100 people be like, everything's fine, and it's like, well, does that mean it's on our end?
Omnicrat says that frames are still dropping with the recording off. So there you go. So
dedicated fence sitter, good name by the way, said no problem at any time.
So we have people who only saw a problem when we were recording, people who had no problems at any time, and people who are still having problems, which tells us shit be whack, yo.
Oh, username Summer Ramirez brings up a good point. G.I. Joe had guns, but they fired like lasers, kinda.
Mm-hmm.
But seems worse.
But nobody ever died.
But Featherweight says TMNT had guns that shot bullets.
Yeah, and TMNT.
Sorry. Krillin Curse says, I'm actually getting extra frames.
Oh.
He's taking all your frames.
Blame him, it's his fault.
Collecting all the extra frames.
Oh, apparently HP Braingate says Twitch has been a little derpy all week. Batman the animated series said Tommy guns. Yeah, I don't understand this. I think it's actually a really stupid policy. He's joking aside about the pixelated blurs, which automatically make me think of a sex thing. If I'm looking for a specific kind of game, I want like a shooter or something like that, it's going to be extremely hard to find that on the App Store if I can't look at representative screenshots. And there are people and I will look at the screenshots before I will read a detailed description, because you only get like 2 lines, and then you have to hit read more, right? Like, it's dumb.
Hello, 911, he stole my frames.
Hello. The real dumb part is the thing is, like, this isn't actually a change in policy. Like, this has always been the policy.
Yeah.
But just Apple didn't enforce it before, which is the thing that Apple has a problem with is selective enforcement of things.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I like I Am Clockwork's idea, which is I would replace my picture of a gun with a white bar with a red gun stenciled on it.
Well, I like the shoulder imagery is there, which is from Rooster Teeth's game, where he had a Nintendo zapper.
Yeah.
And they replaced it with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, that's going to be much better.
Yeah, that's way more. That's made way gorier.
Batman the Animated Series had guns but couldn't kill people, which is why the Joker have people with those creepy smiles. Yeah, exactly.
Which did totally kill them, but they just didn't talk about it.
Next, Vesica just volunteers the information. Street sharks had rollerblading sharks.
That's true.
Yeah. That
That's
didn't
very
damage
true.
any children.
Yeah,
It damaged me a little bit.
That was a little scarring for children.
They burrowed under the road.
Yeah.
There's a lot
It's a stupid show.
of civil engineering required to deal with
Yeah,
street
I
sharks.
bet like the local
It's-
like the city works department fucking hated the street sharks.
And
They're
it was-
like, it's gonna cost us $300,000 to repave this major road. It's gonna be closed for weeks.
Do you know
fuckers.
how many water mains you burst?
Yeah,
It's like
there's sewage everywhere.
That's not something. It's not like they were like special mutated moles or something. Like burrowing isn't even something sharks do.
They were swimming through the street. When we're done Magnum PI, we'll do a Street Sharks rewatch.
We will not.
No, we will not.
We're not doing
Because
that.
you will never be done Magnum PI.
No, we're gonna do that Magnum
It'll take
in
a couple
3
years. Yeah, it'll take about 3 years.
Yeah, it was episode. We've got episodes 3 and 4 recorded, and I was just putting the finishing touches on 4 today. And now I'm like, oh, Euripides, thanks for resubbing.
I should
There's-
turn
Euripides with a 3-month resub. Oh, it's over there.
Yeah, and I'm like, now I want to watch more Magnum, but we're really busy because, hey, Graham, what launches tomorrow?
Oh, tabletop deathmatch.
I was kind of getting concerned that you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, because I was like, hey, Trin, when can we start tweeting about this? And she was like, not until the website's ready. So I haven't been mentioning it.
Yeah, Tabletop Deathmatch Season 2 launches tomorrow. It looks so good.
I just said I haven't been mentioning it intentionally.
Oh.
Anyway,
Well, yeah, but I feel we can talk about it now.
their website's not ready. What did I just say?
Oh, I thought it was ready.
No. That's why.
Wow.
Anyhow,
It looks really good. It's going to be a fun show.
if you...
We'll tell you all about it.
If you liked what we did with Strip Search, you might like this.
It's a different kind of show.
It's a very different kind of show. But
And if you liked the tabletop deathmatch previous one, then this is better
yeah, this is way better.
in every way.
We done goofed.
So, here's some stories that we also talked about doing. Did you guys hear that Rayman's going to be in Smash Brothers?
No, he's not.
Meh, meh.
It was a lie.
It was a really well done fake.
It was a ruse.
A cunning ruse. Although, I mean, I'm kind of surprised he's not, to be honest. He should be in Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. I love the
He should because
character list for that game.
Because if he was in Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed, he could be like his car could just be like him, sitting in the air with like 4 wheels floating beside him.
Exactly.
Somebody asked if this Tabletop Deathmatch 2 will be more like Strip Search or more like Season 1. I think it'll be like a cross between the two.
Yeah, it's like a medium. It's still a documentary, but it's better. It's a lot better than the first one. There's like locations and things rather than just everything in the one room.
Yeah.
Yeah, the video of this guy who did the Rayman faked up thing is actually like he did sort of a making of thing, like how I made this fake. And it's quite complicated because it's like first he captured video of the real thing, and then he had to like go in and replicate the
moving background.
the moving backgrounds and
And he had to like come up with new art for Rayman because he figured that it needed to look like the Smash Brothers style art, but it couldn't be an existing piece of Rayman art because then people would, I've seen that before, right? So it had to look like. So obviously he had to like draw it or put it together somehow. Anyhow, it was really good.
Lord Wolfwood is the Cesaro. Hey, RF232. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the channel. Lord Wolfwood, when you say Cesaro's Twitter got hacked, is that like how Seth Rollins' Twitter got hacked by his fiance?
Really? What happened?
I
Well, you can't just leave me hanging. Did his fiance post rude things? Is she no
It
longer
is-
his fiance?
It is suspected that he was being in... What's the...
incontinent.
No. Infidelity.
He was cheating on
He
her.
was being infidel. Infidelitude.
He was being untrue.
Anyway,
No.
so
He was
A
cheating.
jerk.
An
So
ass.
his fiance tweeted pictures of a female wrestler nude from his account, and then nude pictures of
Unfaithful.
nude pictures of him from her account. It was a weird thing.
Was his girlfriend also a wrestler?
Yes.
Oh.
Wow.
Wrestling drama.
I feel like you don't
Philandering?
You don't.
Sure.
You don't want to be stuck between two female wrestlers who are both mad at you. That just seems like a terrible thing to be.
Yeah.
Other stuff that went on this week.
Rain Man also not confirmed for Smash Brothers.
It's true.
Just get Dustin Hoffman back to do the voice. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not doing anything. I think he's
Yeah.
actually retired.
Rain Man not big on the fighting though.
Definitely gonna fight you.
He's really good.
Definitely.
Really good at counting things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's the whole transferring data from a 3DS to a new 3DS malarkey.
Yeah, that's been sort of hit on a bunch.
I feel like 16 steps can be legally classified as a malarkey. It's too many steps.
The thing is, it's not actually 16 steps if you just want to do it wirelessly. In that case, it's one step. It just takes a long time.
Well, you still have to do all this. You have to set the two things, like one to receive and one to send.
Yeah, so
I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying it's not actually 16 steps complicated.
it's
However, the SD card in the new 3DS is only 4 gigabytes, which I checked with James because he has a new 3DS and he's going to download a game, which was, in fact, 4 gigabytes is about one game. So if you want to download more than one game from the Nintendo eShop, you should probably do the more complicated instructions and then, crack open the back of your 3DS with a screwdriver and put in a larger micro SD card.
between 10 to 15 steps is a hullabaloo. The problem with
Apparently it takes 24 hours if you do it over Wi-Fi, though.
that's the problem. It takes forever, and
I thought it was 2 hours forever.
if you do
It
it,
must be but Wi-Fi.
so if you want to buy a new one from GameStop,
Oh yeah, this is great.
but trade in your old one, you need them both to do the transfer, and because it takes so effing long, you can't do it in the store. So the system to do this is you go to GameStop, buy a new 3DS XL outright, take it home, do the transfer, go back in, and they've said that you can just bring in the receipt, but you then return the new one, trade in your old one to get the store credit against the new one, and then rebuy the new one.
But you buy the new one that's just there.
Right.
Yeah.
Or that's why you just need the receipt.
Yeah.
It's
It's nice that GameStop has figured out a way to make this work within their retail needs, but the fact that you have to do that means that Nintendo has done this really poorly.
Diamond Tiki says that 4 gigabytes, my Vita is choking with the 8 gigabyte diamond encrusted diamonds Sony uses for memory cards.
No
the joke
kidding.
there being that the memory cards for the Vita are extremely proprietary and extremely expensive.
Yeah, luckily these are just regular mini SD cards.
Admiral Mamo with a 13-month resub. Admiral Mamo! Welcome back.
So yeah, I'm not saying there's no problems.
It's the what I was saying to James about that is it's actually very similar. Like Nintendo has this thing where they're just kind of slow on the uptake for some of these technologies, right? Like I remember, I guess 3 or 4 years ago now, I had a Xbox 360 and I got a new Xbox 360, the one of the mini slim ones. And the process to transfer stuff from one Xbox to the other one was you had to get this special proprietary cable, which I remember all of it, a bunch of us got new Xboxes around the same time, and so we got one cable and shared it among us. And you plugged it into both sides and then waited for a while for the hard drive to copy over. And so it's whereas now, of course, the PS4 and the Xbox One, everything's sort of cloud-based, and so you can log on. You don't even have to be getting a new system. You can log on to somebody else's PS4 and it'll download all your stuff to it because it's cool that way. So it's Nintendo is just one generation back.
Somebody said, well, you can just buy a 64 gigabyte card, but the 3DSs, if you want to use a 64 gigabyte card, you have to do some sort of like workaround. I mean, they can take them, but it's not like natively taken, so it's better to go 32, which is dirt cheap. I think they're like $15 if you can get them on sale at Amazon. So, I mean, that's good.
I will say, from using a new 3DS, by the way, this is unrelated to the transfer thing, the eye tracking is pretty cool.
It's amazing.
Because the other...
It's pretty spiffy.
Now I want a new 3DS.
Because the previous iterations, to get the 3D to work, you have to have it, like, perfectly lined up, and if you move your head a little bit, the 3D goes all weird. And this, if you go too far, it does as well, but you can, like, move your head around a fair amount in front of it, and it will, like, line up the 3D so that it still works. Cortanios with a 4-month resub. Cortanios.
Woo!
Welcome back.
Yeah, I want a new 3DS, but luckily I cannot afford one right now. So that will help me hold off until...
Luckily.
Well, because I want to actually hold out until they release some sort of cool design.
Ah, yes.
Right? Like, I don't even play Animal Crossing, but the special Animal Crossing 3DS was so cute!
There's always the Majora's Mask one.
RF232...
Those are so hard to get.
That is, yeah.
RF232's
impossible to find.
Sub ping has finally hit the chat room.
Oh, nice.
Even though we saw it up there like 3 minutes ago.
But yeah, I was actually thinking, I didn't actually mark it as a story to do, but I was reading about it, the horrible mishandling of the Majora's Mask special edition 3DS.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just been like just a total horror show with like various companies have been like offering it for like pre-order and then canceling people's pre-orders, and then or people have been like selling them on eBay and then not having, like, selling the pre-order on eBay and then not having it to actually do. And there's just been like this huge problem because the supply is so constrained on these things. And yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of folks want that Xenoblade.
The Kotaku article on it is like, it was just like, this is all the stuff that's been happening. So if you're interested, you could check out our like perpetually or sort of constantly being updated like Majora's Mask 3DS post, and just in brackets, which by the way has like 7 million hits.
Wow.
So
everybody wants
people
one.
are interested in this.
Yep.
Oh wow! Apparently, like if you do want a 32 gigabyte SD card, they're even cheaper. They're like $10 on Amazon right now. So if you do get a new 3DS, I recommend you pop it open and put in a bigger SD card so you can
Class
download more
10,
than one.
you say?
Johnsia just got their 3DS today.
Apparently, Twitch has eaten the resubs of MTG Jake and Traco Gamer, even though they clicked the button at the beginning of the stream. Well, sorry. Welcome back, MTG Jake and Traco Gamer.
Woo!
Thank you, and sorry that Twitch ate your thing.
Is a butt.
Twitch is a butt.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I'm kind of in this... A lot of people are like, oh, my 3DS isn't that old. Mine is like a year and a half old. Like, maybe. And I really just can't justify upgrading it because it works perfectly, like, I use it all the time and it's still great. And so I refuse to buy a new 3DS until I can get a cute-looking new 3DS, because I know I'll need to get one eventually.
And Omnicrat and Narratum and Rake X
and
all got their subs.
And a thing just popped up that
their resubs eaten as well. And another one popped up on screen, but I was reading those ones.
Cortania said it took my resub 12 minutes to appear in chat, so maybe it'll show up later for GPLP or for things on my stream.
Wait, I want this one. I want that one.
So, yeah, it's irritating.
Lurbot, Gib. Ooh. Neelit. Nilet? Neelit has subscribed. That's the first time I've seen you subscribe. Welcome to the channel, Neelit. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyhow. Actually, do you guys think that there'll be like a special edition Xenoblade PS4?
PS4?
Or, sorry, 3DS?
Probably.
Oh, I'll buy that.
Well,
that's when I will get it. That's when
that
I'll
was
get
Traco Gamer's
14-month
anniversary.
Don't you need the new 3DS to actually play Xenoblade?
Yes.
Yeah.
Xenoblade 3D. And so if there is a Xenoblade 3D special 3DS, that's the 3DS, new 3DS. That's the 3DS I will get. And I will be happy and I'll love it. And I'll be like,
I
have also not seen yours, Psychic Ketchup. So welcome back as well.
Other news that happened. We've been hitting, we didn't do this just because it's just yet another thing of hitting this CheckPoint, but
This is a good one.
in their earnings call today, the Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot, which is a sweet name.
It's very French.
Yes, probably because he's French.
Probably because he's French.
Saying that he says that in the case of Unity, we had to redo 100% of the engine. So when you get to that, it's painful for the group, and everything has to be recalibrated. With this game, a few things were not perfect when the game launched, but the engine has been created, and it's going to help the brand shine in the future.
Yeah.
So he's like, we had to completely rewrite the engine, and it wasn't totally perfect. There were some people were really nitpicking a few little glitches about things completely exploding and the game not actually being playable. But the good news is we have this engine that was very, very buggy.
The chat's just catching up to that story, so it's just
Yeah.
like, look at disapproval, a few things, a few OUs, a few, like, it's just the chat.
Yeah, I like the it's like the good news though.
People had no skin.
It's like the good news is though that we spent this work and we've made this engine that was horribly buggy. So now we can keep using it.
I think that was one of our better jokes in today's episode of Unskippable, by the way. Was there's a bit in... So, today's Unskippable is part 2 of Assassin's Creed Rogue, which is on an engine that's stable. You should probably play it, because Assassin's Creed games that don't suck are fun.
It's the engine that they rewrote for Unity. It's the engine that's been running for the last little while.
Yeah.
People are really harping on that no skin thing.
But there's a bit where...
It was kind of...
There's like a...
Skin's important.
Like, you get you release a computer virus, and your character starts, like, glitching out. And we're like... How are we supposed to tell that this character is glitching out and that this isn't just an Assassin's Creed game glitching out? How are we supposed to tell this?
That's true. Assassin's Creed didn't have the spaghettification like Rise did. That was fun.
No, a lot of people weighing in and saying Rogue is actually really, really good.
I've heard that.
So if you like Assassin's Creed and
it
you're
has
like
boats.
Unity, you might like Rogue.
Well, Valkyrie is saying Assassin's Creed Rouge is really good. So we'll have to try that one.
I mean, if you liked...
Assassin's Creed Blush Edition.
If you liked Black Flag, Rogue is just more Black Flag.
But with an Irish guy this time.
But with an Irish guy. So,
Oh, me hearties. Oh no, is that Irish? I don't even
kinda. It was like Irish pirate.
Well, you said he's on the ship.
He's an Irish pirate. That's
Pirate?
appropriate.
He's not really a pirate himself.
For ire and
If you're the captain of a
pilots a ship
and
around.
you're sailing around
right.
and shooting other ships, you're pretty much a pirate.
Yeah, okay. Company who owns Game Maker has been bought out by an online gambling firm called Playtech. Interesting. Wait, Game Maker?
Weird.
Like, doesn't Vlambeer use Game Maker for their stuff? Maybe I'm wrong.
Think so?
He's an Irish guy that didn't call it Assassin's Creed Brogue. That's good.
Yeah, kind of like how Brotherhood is more Assassin's Creed 2.
Stab me, I'm Irish.
Valkyrie Lemons, I wouldn't be too upset. I personally transpose Rogue and Rouge a lot. It's really easy.
When you are involved in playing D&D, it happens quite often. It comes up fairly often.
Good night, Vikings slay heron.
And the...
He's not a pirate, he's a freelance privateer.
Hey, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Privateer means you have a letter of marque.
Oh, that's true.
Means that you are technically legal from the perspective of at least one government.
One government.
Yeah.
Not all.
No, because the reason why you give somebody a letter of marque is you're like, you don't attack me, but feel free to attack those guys over there.
Yeah, don't attack any English ships, but feel free to go fuck up the French.
Yeah. And then you can be like, what? Oh, you're having problems with pirates? Oh, don't get me started on pirates. We don't like them here.
Admiral Nemo, no, that was an unintentional joke. That was, I guess, a mistake is what you would typically call that.
Like what Ubisoft makes in there when they release a game.
In Friday Nights, your card was the Grind Rogue.
Yeah,
but
see,
it was
even
misspelled.
Alex gets that wrong.
Grind Rouge.
I think that was fun.
Euripides says, that's how my university was funded. Do you go to Pirate U? Oh, Dalhousie, Pirate University.
Now, I'd
rather be a mill witch, actually, but witch isn't a creature subtype.
Nope.
Is it not?
No.
Nope. There are witches, but they're just humans.
I think hag is a subtype.
I'll take hag.
I think.
As a hag American.
As a hag American.
One of the other things that this actually happened a while ago, or not a while ago, but earlier on in the week, but it's super cool. So if you know, you've got your PS4 and you got your Vita, and the Vita can do this the gameplay streaming thing, right? So you can play games on your. The game actually runs on your PS4, but you use your Vita to play it.
It's really cool, actually.
Yeah, you got it working, didn't you? Because I have a Vita.
Hag is the subtype, by the way.
Good.
And if you have a Android Xperia phone, which is Sony's phone, which are not very popular, but basically the only thing they have going for them is that they actually can also do this remote play thing.
I have to say, as a former Sony phone owner, way back in the day, Sony phones were always really good. So I'm sure they're actually still probably good. They're just not, iPhones.
I think the Xperia, I think it also has like a thing where like it flips out and there's like a.
It's like a keyboard.
No, there's actually like a
touchscreen?
controller.
Oh, really?
That was a different. That might have been an earlier one, a different one. Anyway, so the Xperia can do also the remote play thing, and then because this is Android and Android is all hacky, people can be like, wait a minute, why don't we take whatever the software there was in the Xperia and make a unofficial version for any Android phone? And so they did.
I would be a little concerned about opening like a freelance Android app that allowed me to tap into my PS4 account, just because Android apps tend to be a little... they can be a little dodgy. There's lots of ones that you have to look out that, they say they're doing this thing, and that's great. But also they are scraping your contacts. So, I mean, I'm not saying that this app was made by people with bad intentions, but sometimes Android apps are made by people with bad intentions. I'm not saying this one is, but...
I mean, the trick with, Android isn't any more conducive to that. There's just nothing stopping people from doing it.
Yeah.
Which is exactly like a desktop computer, right? Windows, Mac, Linux. You could also do that if you really wanted to.
Yep.
But people don't expect it so much on their phone.
Yeah. We have a new viewer named The Guardian who's like, can I open your link somewhere else so they don't take me away from Twitch? You could right-click, open link in new tab, or you can just open up a new tab, and I don't know, where's the best place to send
paste?
people?
To what? For what?
To find out who we are.
Oh, loadingreadyrun.com.
We're a sketch comedy troupe. We do Twitch stuff and streams and
or youtube.com/loadingreadyrun.
All sorts of cool stuff.
Yeah.
All kinds of things.
Apps in general. Do you think Facebook is less snoopy on the iPhone? Here's something I actually want to bring up. As somebody who actually worked as an app journalist for, like a year and a half, but a long time ago. Remember that the whole Facebook thing was going around? They're like, oh, it wants access to your contacts and wants access to your calendar. Yes. And I will tell you why. And I was not jumping on the bandwagon of people yelling about how this was terrible and they should delete it. And I did not, in fact, delete Facebook from my phone. Wants those things because you can link your Facebook account to your contacts, so you can import phone numbers from Facebook and have them automatically sync up to your phone's contacts, because people put their phone numbers and email addresses on Facebook. And you can post pictures that you take on your phone to your Facebook page, which is why it needs access to your camera roll and towards your camera, because you can say, click the update thing and post a photo and then take the photo, like, oh, Facebook update, me and Paul doing a selfie, yeah.
But you can give it access to your camera roll and not
the phone,
not your contacts.
Yeah, like you can pick the point being, like, all the things that it was asking for, it's like, yes, it wants a lot of access to your phone, but all of those reasons that it wanted access to your phone are for, like, use cases that previously people had been fine with and thought were actual convenient things, like being able to take a picture and post it directly to Facebook, and then suddenly somebody read the T's and C's and got a bug up their ass, and then everybody was like, Oh my god, holy shit, it wants all
If
this stuff. I can't believe it wants access to my phone. Oh, wait, 1 second, Paul. I uploaded that to Facebook. What a piece of shit app.
Yeah, if it's a surprise to you that Facebook wants access to all your personal information, that's adorable.
Yeah.
But basically...
real quick, Kaiser-esque next Friday Nights is coming out later in this month, and thank you for enjoying the crap shots. And Roasted Gravy, yes, we will be at GP Vancouver. Sorry.
But yeah, I mean, with I think the thing that people were objecting, not with the Facebook one, but with other stuff, where you run into issues is where it does it without asking you about it, because that's always bad. But yeah, I mean, there's totally legitimate reasons for Facebook to have all that information for you about you, because Facebook wants to have all that information so that they can, do all their things that they normally do. Mm-hmm. I mean, Facebook's modus operandi is to be, they're like Google in that way, right? They want control of all your stuff.
Excuse me?
So they can put ads against it and all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're pretty upfront about wanting to do that. I mean, that's why people use Facebook, because it's convenient.
They monetize you based on what they think your interests are. So for me, it's pictures of, like, Chinese knockoff clothes, I guess. Did you win a cruise? Did you win some air miles?
I don't know what it was. This was different. This was an important message from Ritz-Carlton Hotel, which I totally believe.
Oh, we're totally like swank enough to stay at the Ritz-Carlton, even when we're at home.
I stay there every day.
House is dirty. Let's go to the Ritz.
We actually live in a suite at the Ritz-Carlton.
Oh my god, it's like that Nickelodeon show, The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, except it's us and cats. But it's all of Loading Ready run together in one suite because
that sounds like fun.
By the way, support our Patreon.
Oh yeah, hey.
Yeah, so we can keep staying at the Ritz-Carlton and just flinging money around.
Yeah, we make it rain all the time.
Yeah, Victoria is actually quite rainy.
No, not today though. It's beautiful today.
Mm-hmm.
No, today.
Disney. Oh, that's a Disney, not a Nickelodeon. Well, I've never watched an episode. I was happy that I knew what that show was. I wonder what you did with all that money. Just Ritz-Carlton all the time. Dollar, 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 dollar. Ritz. No, that's not what we do at all. Anyhow, apparently that's a really good show.
Wow.
It was
a lot of love for
The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Yeah.
It was too young for me at the time. We tip our butlers for accepting our previous tips. Now we're getting the ping in chat that Nylet subscribed 15 minutes ago.
Wow.
Yeah. Weird.
Apparently the sun is actually coming in and putting a hot spot on our green screen.
It is.
It is, yeah. It's behind.
There it is.
All right. I think that's all the stories that we had, but we didn't do.
Yup.
For stuff. I mean, obviously, we touched on it very briefly just at the end there, but there's all sorts of more silliness with Peter Molyneux.
Inwoods. What's this Friday card thing you're talking about? We do a show called Friday Nights for Wizards of the Coast about Magic the Gathering.
And the opening is a bunch of like silly fake cards of us as like magic creatures, but mine has a typo in it, so instead of a grind
Well, not anymore, but one of the old ones did.
I'm a grind rouge.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we didn't go into it because would have taken a really long time, but all the stuff with Goddess and Peter Molyneux and all that kind of stuff is it's quite an interesting story. I would recommend checking it out, and certainly if you are a game developer or wanting to get into that field. But
I think it's a good what not to do.
Yeah, but also if you are somebody who supports video games on Kickstarter, it's a good sort of illustration of some of the issues that some of these games can come into.
Of how shit can go so wrong.
Duawi with a 13-month resub. Welcome back, Duawi.
Whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop.
Roasted Gravy says Friday Nights was actually the catalyst of getting me into Lure, or getting me into MTG, so thanks, Lure.
Nice.
Oh, and Jim Sterling apparently put up a video today about Peter M.
I can imagine that he would have many things to say.
Bronzefinger with a 14-month resub. Welcome back, Bronzefinger.
It's like Goldfinger, but on a lower budget. That might be what your subscriber commercial is.
Whoop whoop is like a ICP thing.
I think. I don't know.
Whoop.
Womp womp is what I do.
Womp womp.
I actually got it from Lexi.
Womp womp.
I think it's really funny. All right. Should we get into the sub-commercials? Let's do this.
Sure.
Are you ready for this? Da, 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 da.
Yeah, I am ready.
Yeah, sure.
Pump
not?
up the jam. Pump it up.
Your first one is
Pump.
Kathleen.
More
Kathleen kicks
jam.
balls.
This is with an exclamation point, though.
No, with one underscore.
Oh.
Wonderscore.
Are they recycling now? Because it's just the first
I thought
underscore now?
there was one with an exclamation point.
Not this week.
All right. Kathleen kicks balls. Hey, everybody, we've been going on about this for months, but still there's no takers. If you are interested in delivering a swift kick to somebody's manhood, let me help you out. I've got a foot, and it's ready to do some kicking. What can I do for you? You just point out some balls that need to be traumatized, and I'll get in there. I'll get in there so hard that the balls will flee, the taint will flee, even the butthole will be like, wow, this is not an okay situation I'm involved in, and I'm unhappy.
What's holding my legs together?
Where does the taint go?
The taint goes up inside you. It meets your kidneys. Kidneys are having a good time. The taint just wants to see what's around in there. It just needs a motivating factor. And that motivating factor is my foot. So if you need someone dealt with in a terminal and final and very painful way, give my foot, and therefore the rest of me, a call. Kathleen Kicks Balls, the subscription service that you only need to subscribe once to.
Chef Steven.
I do like that it's a subscription service.
So far,
It's
no
like
takers.
Every week, Kathleen will come to your house, and kick you into the ball, kick you in the balls, or kick somebody in the balls.
Yeah. Wow, everybody's like, no, 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 no. Any balls? I will pay £20 to start an international incident. Mwahaha. Let's see. All right. Chef Steven. Hey, everybody. Are you looking for some food? Come on down to Chef Steven's House of Food. If you want food, we have food. What kind of food? All kinds of food. Mostly just food. Don't ask questions. Eat the food. What is this food made of? I mean,
Food.
There's some meats in some things, and there's some starches in other things, and there's some vegetables, and maybe some of the other things. And I mean, don't even worry about it. Don't ask questions. Just eat this food. Chef Steven's House of Food. If you're looking for food, we've got food. What more do you want? It's food. Come down, eat it. It's food.
Stop asking so many questions.
Just eat this food.
Florp. It can be whoever you want. Blue D's Anti-Weagle Moat has subscribed.
Excellent.
What's Blue D's?
Blue D, I believe, is perhaps the person, the subscriber.
Sure.
Their anti-Weagle mode.
Blue D's Anti-Weagle Moat.
All right.
What would you have to fill the moat with to make it an effective Weagle deterrent?
Other Weagles?
I mean, maybe that's the trick.
Oh, Blue Defender.
Blue Defender. All right. So it's Blue Defender, and they have an anti-Wiggle mode, which it sounds pretty decent. All right. So this, if you're a new watcher, there's a long-running, loading-ready run streaming show called Snorsh. It's a fictional country in Eastern Europe that's awful, and they have a few identifying factors. They hate Romania. They've kidnapped David Caruso, who wasn't really doing anything, but they love him there for some inexplicable reason, and they've imprisoned him, and they're forcing him to turn out a series of terrible made-for-Snorsh TV movies. And the only native fauna there is something called a weagle, which is a cross between a weasel and a beagle. And you think, oh my god, that sounds long and adorable, but they are in fact incredibly vicious, and they're like land piranhas. Basically, is how they have evolved in the lore here. God, Snorsh has a more accessible lore than Destiny.
Not really. Destiny, you have to go to Bungie.net or download the app. The Snorsh, you have to have watched every episode of CheckPoint.
I just re-explained most of it.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean it's accessible.
All right. This Weagle on Weagle violence has to not be stopped. In fact, it should be encouraged. Yeah, there's the flag of Snorsh.
I didn't see that. That's pretty recent too. That's from January.
Yeah, Featherweight made that.
That's awesome. Well, of course Featherweight made it. It's pretty awesome.
I guess it's on his blog.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. So anyhow, and then there's Snorsh. The lady who represents Snorsh is like their tourism manager or whatever.
I think she's in charge of most government things.
She's like the civil servant of Snorsh.
Yeah.
And so every time we do a Snorsh commercial, there's the lady, and she has the Snorsh accent, which is a weird accent, and that's what I'm going to do right now. Anyhow, Snorsh. Hi everyone, welcome to Snorsh. Now, we realize we have trouble getting you to move to beautiful country. And why? It's so much nicer than neighboring Romania. What do they got? Vampires, an economy, beautiful natural resources. Ugh. You know what, we have Weagles, but that's kind of a turn-off for most people, so that's okay. We have invented the Weagle defense moat. That's right. You can now be safe and sound, sleep in your bed at night, knowing Weagles clawing feverishly at your moat, but unable to penetrate your defenses, so why not move to Snorsh, install a moat, enjoy our low property taxes. Anyhow, what's in a Weagle defense moat? Mostly acid. Weagles fall in, they do not come out, just Weagle skeletons pop up after a while. So that's right, move to Snorsh, get your pit of acid, everything super safe to just not let your children, pets, loved ones, farming equipment, anything really fall into it because it will die or corrode. Anyhow, Snorsh! Now, slightly safer.
I have a concern.
Yes?
That Weagle skeletons do not get dissolved by acid.
Don't worry about it. They only animated me. I mean, move to Snorsh!
My concern is that from past information, we've discovered that Weagles are actually extremely intelligent. In fact, I think one was a hacker.
Yeah, Weagles might actually be the...
I'm concerned that they might find a way across the moat.
They just build a little bridge. They throw you in the acid, they take over your house.
Juliamon! The Weagles will adapt.
Yeah.
Like the Borg.
I feel
only 30% of Weagle skeletons spontaneously reanimate.
Yeah. I feel like perhaps Weagles are the actual native inhabitants of Snorsh, and they're just trying to push the humans back out of their domain. Like, get out of here. They're singing little "We Shall Overcome" anthems in their Weagle dens.
Weagle overcome.
Yes.
The
Weagle's basically Terminator.
Yeah.
So yeah, so if that made no sense to you, I tried.
the Snorshian tourism director is actually just half a dozen Weagles in a big coat.
Can't wear hats. Juliamon. With a resub.
Woo! Juliamon. It's like a Pokemon, but Juliamon. What can she do? Can you stick her in a Pokeball? No, that would be cruel because she's a human. Juliamon, I choose you to battle the Snorlax. And then she goes, that doesn't seem very fair because I'm a human and that's a Pokemon and I don't think this animal on human violence should be tolerated. Then you put her back in the Pokeball and you're like, Juliamon, battle this Eevee. And she's like, oh my god, so cute. And it's like, good grief, so useless. Juliamon, she's the worst Pokemon.
I feel like I could battle a Snorlax. They're just asleep,
I wouldn't
right?
want to, though.
I don't know what battling would involve. Because, like, when you win a battle, the thing gets knocked unconscious, but Snorlax is already asleep.
Yeah. Fragile. Juliamon sounds more like a Digimon to me. Well...
The Snorlax.
I didn't watch Digimon, but I did watch Pokemon.
But Digimon are the champions. So the song tells me repeatedly. It means digital monsters.
Yeah, but you know what Pokemon are?
Pocket monsters.
They're my best friend. And they'll be with you to the very end.
You teach
Pokemon!
me and I'll teach you.
Pokemon! Gotta catch 'em all! My heart's so true!
Some of those Pokemon I would not want to be friends with.
Something. You be you,
You
and
teach
I'll
me
be you.
and I'll teach you.
Pokemon! Gotta catch 'em all!
I don't think I have anything to teach Alakazam. That guy's got like an IQ of 1,000,000 or something.
I like that. The bit from one of the Lonely Island 2 Guys videos. Hey guy number 1, hey guy number 2. I'm just doing me. I'm doing you too. No, no. That's not how that works. You be me and I'll be you. Freaky Friday.
Woo!
Graham Boots Coot.
I think you have to do this commercial.
Okay. Hey, are you sick of all those all the people advertising to kick balls, and you're like, but the person that I want to kick in the balls doesn't have the balls? Well, for one thing, kicking in balls is a state of mind, so you could still go with Kathleen Kicks Balls service, and I think that Kathleen would agree. But if you want a more specified kicksmanship, why not try Graham Boots Coot, where Graham boots right in the coot, in that whole region, the inner thigh area as well. It's not a subscription service.
It's a one-off deal.
It's a one-time. We're crowdfunding it, actually. If we reach the goal, then
boot a single coot.
I have going to spend a whole year just going around booting coot. If we don't achieve the goal, then money will be refunded and coots will go unbooted. Current stretch goals, including stretching.
Before the coot kicking?
Yeah, which will help my leg. Yeah. And another stretch goal, stretching further to encapsulate the butt. Get the coot and the butt all in one kick if I can stretch far enough.
Use the flat of your foot.
Yeah, exactly. Wrap around. Get the flat top of the foot in the coot, and then the toe in the butt. It'll be great. So come on down to Kickstopper today and fund it now.
Kickstopper asterisk does not actually stop kicks.
Yeah, exactly. Euripides with the 3-month resale.
Those are harder to improv than you might think.
Oh, you're way better at it than I am.
Well, I've been practicing for over a year now.
That's true. Every week for a year.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot better.
Not every week, but most weeks.
All right, so Euripides was a Greek philosopher, but I forget what he actually philosophized.
I will look it up. Yeah, I wear one of those crazy the gaucho boots with the crazy big point.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll get some good anal penetration.
Right in there. It's not spelled like the philosopher, if that matters. He was one of 3 great tragedians.
Well, good for him.
Oh, did he just write plays?
Yes.
He was a playwright. Playwright Kathleen says plummeting sloth. At the same time that I realized that you looked it up and read it to me.
He was a comedian.
Euripides is identified with theatrical innovations that have profoundly influenced drama down to modern times, especially in the representation of traditional mythical heroes as ordinary people in extraordinary circumstances.
Ordinary
This new approach...
He basically wrote the Avengers.
Living ordinary lives.
This new approach led him to pioneer
also
developments that later writers adapted to comedy, some of which are characteristic of romance. So there you go.
I bet he was a bundle of chuckles.
Euripides, you pay for D's. Says so many people in the chat.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's good. All right. So Euripides. I was actually coming up with a song. So maybe I'll just continue that song.
Go for it.
Euripides was a playwright. Wrote about some special dudes. They were superheroes, but also ordinary guys. Living ordinary lives, but also killing monsters and doing whatever else they did. Euripides, he was a Greek. Euripides felt so meek. You be you, I'll be me.
Also was a Pokemon.
Pokemon! You're my best friend. Euripides. The world we must contend needs some more Greek playwrights. All right, I'm done.
Wow, he was 74 when he died.
Wow, that's old.
Yeah.
Although the Greeks had pretty good health care. Like for the ancient world, right?
Yeah.
Like they had people who actually knew what they were doing. I mean, they were all about the 4 humors.
Lots of comedians.
Maybe that's why the Greeks were so famous for their comedic innovations, because of all the humors.
Well, yeah, the 4 humors. You know, you got like your slapstick. You got
you got your deadpan.
Got your deadpan. Yeah.
What are the other? You got
your puns.
Puns. You got your character driven.
Yeah. Character driven humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and really all what they realized is that all comedy was really just a combination of the four humors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought the Greeks had a humor type system. Like they didn't have like a solid grasp of anatomy. Although I didn't know what cancer was.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So I don't know.
I believe two of the humors were like green bile and yellow bile,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then like blood and
Situational
Phlegm.
comedy.
or phlegm.
Phlegm.
Oh, we forgot lowbrow, situational, political satire. What we're saying is there might be more than four.
Yeah,
humors.
there might have been more than four humors.
You have an imbalance of the humors. Yeah.
Yeah, you got too much. You got too much pun and not enough political satire.
Mm.
Greek von.
Blood, phlegm, black bile, and sarcasm.
Black bile, yellow bile.
RF232 has subscribed.
RF232. That sounds
RF232.
is a robot.
RF232.
Has some problems.
RF232.
Is filled with jam.
RF232.
Did not put the jam in there.
RF232.
Is the victim of sabotage.
RF232.
Is gonna clear out that jam.
RF232.
And find who put jam in his stuff.
RF232.
Is coming after you.
Ta-da!
Kids, don't put jam in your robots.
Hi,
Because
kids.
then they could get angry and try and kill.
We've had a lot of fun this week on CheckPoint, but
Don't put jam in robots.
don't put jam in your
Because they will
robot.
come after your ass. And they'll use one of two services. Either mine, the original groin trauma delivery service, or this freaking knockoff yokel here.
Yep.
Anyhow, they'll get you.
Admiral Mamo has a resubscribe of 13 months. Admiral Mamo.
Oh, I was talking about pumping up the jam earlier.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Pump up the jam into this robot. Pump it up.
No.
Replace all the robots' marmalade with jam.
Robot, very cranky.
I'm going to go get some food for my lunch
All right.
so that I'm back here for my stream.
Come on down to Chef Steven's house of food. We've got all the food.
Yeah.
It's food. What kind of food? Food kind.
I'm excited to have some canned food.
Yeah.
All right. I will see you guys in approximately half an hour for... That was my thing saying half an hour until my stream.
Nicely remembered.
What are you playing?
More
More Grim Fandango.
Yeah, I'm on year 3 of Grim Fandango. At the end of the world.
Wow.
the end
I do not remember parts of this
The
game.
world. Very exciting.
How many years are in the game?
4.
Oh, nice.
The journey to the land of the dead takes 4 years.
Right.
You just go about it in a somewhat circuitous way.
Fair enough.
I mean, they gotta make it last 4 whole years, right?
Yeah. It's been a long stream, I'll tell you that.
Soon our national nightmare will be at an end. Alright. Admiral Mamo.
What can you really say about Admiral Mamo?
Mamo Man. He's a mod of our channel. He takes spammers and hits them with his ban hammer. And sometimes the people who say, "Hey tits, GTFO." Mamo Man does services for Desert Bus. Keeps out people who want to talk about crap, and sometimes people who just fake bid. Mamo Man, he is a dude. He's got an avatar made by Featherweight, and it looks pretty sweet. Mamo Man. Does he have a goatee? Probably. Here comes Mamo Man.
I was waiting for the last verse, the last line.
Sorry.
Can he swing from a web? No, he can't. He might die.
He will die.
Yeah, he shouldn't try. Doo-doo. It is the Mamo Man.
He banned Morgan. He did ban Morgan. Mamo Man banned Morgan. Wow. It was pretty funny how.
I stand by his decision to do so.
Yeah, because he was being rude, and we wouldn't tolerate that from anybody.
Yeah.
There's no special exceptions just because you happen to be Morgan.
We didn't know it was him, and he told me to eat a dick.
Exactly.
I expected... The reason I was like, Morgan wouldn't tell me to eat a dick is I expected better from him. I expected something with more creative language.
Yeah, it wasn't quite fluid enough.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cortanios.
Cortanios.
I'm sorry, Cortanios. I'm sorry that we always pronounce it with this sort of like
Corinthian.
pan-Mediterranean accent. But it's so good.
Cortanios.
Was it in context? No, it was not in context.
There's no dick eating on Desert Bus. It's a charity stream. If you want to see that kind of stuff, you have to go to off-site charity events. There's probably like burlesque for child's play, but you probably still wouldn't see dick eating there. Maybe a metaphorical dance about the act of dick eating. And then glitter. Because it's burlesque.
Yeah. Glitter everywhere.
Cortanios. Rich Cortanios leather. I just like rolling my R's if I have a chance to. And the English language has literally no rolled R's because white people are terrible.
Cortanios said it's actually pretty close to how they pronounce it.
Oh, how do you pronounce it? Just stand into your monitor and maybe I'll hear you.
Just speak clearly and it'll come through.
Yeah,
Here, I'll put the headphones on.
Speak. Wait. It's like...
Oh! Yeah, it's just like how we're pronouncing it.
Oh, good. I feel like it's like that scene from Pocahontas where she's like, do you paint with all the colors of the wind? Do you whisper your username into the Ethernet? Does it come through?
Into the Ethernet? Just pick up an end of Cat 5 and you're like, Cortanios. And then it does this thing where it like on CSI, it zooms into the end of the thing, and then you just see like cords and stuff, like you're traveling across a piece of fiber optic cable, and then it goes up, and then you zoom out, and there's someone listening to some headphones, and they're like, I see.
I got the Cortanios signal.
Yeah.
Quick, deploy the rich Corinthian leather.
Cortanios, yeah, exactly. We're just pronouncing it with more flourish. I can't roll my R's. I can't do it.
You are
I
having
do it
too
at like
much
the back
fun.
of the throat.
Decrease the fun levels immediately.
Cortanios.
Hey, that's pretty good.
No, I can't. It's not rolling your R's. It's just going.
That sounds like a... You gotta like make your tongue vibrate against your teeth.
I can't.
Or like the roof of your mouth, actually.
I can't. It doesn't sound right.
Well, do it one more time.
Cortanios. I can't do it properly. Stop embarrassing me.
Oh, I'm sorry. So Cortanios has just subscribed. For 4 months in a row, he's been putting up with this bullshit. And we thank you very much. So remember, if you're in a bathroom and you turn off the lights and you look into the mirror and you say, Cortanios, 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 3 times, somebody will come in and they'll be like, what the fuck are you doing in the bathroom? Are you done? I need to poop. That's been your public service announcement.
That is all correct.
Kneel it.
Kneel it.
Kneel it?
Kneel it.
Kneel it. Kneel it.
If you're around, is it kneel it or nile it? Because we're going to go with kneel it if you're not.
I don't... Röntgen?
What?
Can you say Röntgen? I don't even know what that word is. I don't know how to pronounce it without rolling things. Röntgen.
Röntgen? Röntgen.
Röntgen?
No, with roll your R's. Roll the R.
Röntgen?
Sure.
Röntgen? Röntgen.
It's pronounced Nathan.
Nathan. He says kneel it. Nile it. Wait, where?
Kneel it.
Kneel it. We're confused about the IE.
Kneel it.
Kneel it. Na 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 na. Yeah, if you need to scrub a floor, you just need to get down and I don't need to know the words for beat it, so I can't.
Oh, I thought you were doing whip it.
Oh yeah. If you need to get down low, you must kneel it. Better put on some knee pads, otherwise your knees will feel it.
Just kneel it. Into shape.
But not too far. Your caps will ache. Kneel it. Kneel it real good. Kneecaps. Okay, I admit that's a stretch.
Oh no, what was that name? It's gone.
Mr. Wan. Nailed it. You mean kneeled it. Ha! The fuck.
Mr.
Lucient TV.
Mr. Warren, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the channel.
I admit Kathleen's restrained and not immediately going for a BJ joke. I actually did not even think to make a blowjob joke because I am pure as the driven snow.
Yeah.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
Do we?
I don't know. Did we give that was Neelan's first commercial? I feel like we got to give him a better commercial.
I agree, but I don't know where to go.
Hey everybody, do you have to kneel frequently for cleaning and not filthy related things? I mean filth in the sense cleaning, not in like the blowjob thing. I mean, get your mind out of the gutter. Unless you actually need to be in the gutter kneeling to clean something, I mean, that's okay. Anyhow, you want our products.
Someone's got to clear the gutter.
The Kneel It knee pad system. That's right. There's just two thick things to stick under your knees when you are on your knees to do things, not dirty things. I mean cleaning things, but not like dirty things. Cleaning can be a dirty job, but I mean like, you know, dirty things. Anyhow, buy these knee pads.
What's up?
All right, next commercial.
Cool. Duawi.
Duawi. Makes me think it's like a kind of Chinese car or something. Neuter Commuter has just subscribed. Woo! Alright. Let's see. GIF. Let's see. Oh, hey, the subscriber thing fired quickly that time.
Nice.
Alright, Dwawi. Hey everybody, are you looking for a low-cost Chinese car? Come on down to Big John's Dwawi dealership. What is a Dwawi? It's a low-cost Chinese car. Did it pass safety inspections? No. Does it cost like $1,000? Yes. Are you sacrificing a lot of things in the name of saving that much money? Yes. For example, our car does not come with many of the things that North American cars take for granted, such as air conditioning and a stereo system. We figure you could just plug in your iPhone. What do you need a stereo for? All of the apps are on there anyhow. Listen to the radio. Just supply that yourself. Air conditioning doesn't even get that hot here. Just roll down the windows. It's a very small car. It won't take long for the air to move around in there at all. Also, things our car does not come with: airbags, wheels, sides, rubber, steel. I mean, it's basically a build your own car kit. But Dwawi, it's cheap in Chinese, and what are you gonna do?
Fair enough.
Can I get a commercial in the fashion of the Flippers theme song, only replaced with Weagles? I don't remember what the Flippers theme song is, Neuter Commuter.
Hey, look, it's Weagles, something or other. Flipper. I never watched the show. I don't know why I know that little bit of the thing.
I mean, we can look it up. All right,
Sure.
Bronze Finger.
Bronze
Finger. He's the newest Bond villain. He had a terrible industrial accident and now he's got a bronze finger. He has a cat that he loves very much and feeds twice a day because it has a big appetite. Because it's a Maine Coon and not fat. Bronze Finger. Tormenting Bond because Bond is an asshole and lives next door and shots go out in the middle of the night and it's really irritating and he's reported him to the Strata Council. Bronze Finger. I feel like that's the low budget Bond villain. Just an annoying neighbor who's always like, I'm gonna phone the Strata Council because you came in at 3 a.m. and had loud sex and I could hear it through my wall and then there was gunshots and then the window got smashed, but the window was communal property and we all have to pay for that, Bond.
Wow. It's a bold narrative there.
I'm building a whole world.
I like that his bronze finger is his pinky. That's good. You know, like Goldfinger did not have. He just liked gold. He didn't have like.
What was his last name?
Yeah, he didn't have a gold finger. It was his name was Goldfinger.
Yeah, wasn't he named after a real person that Ian Fleming didn't like?
Yeah.
An architect, right?
Yeah, it was a neighbor of his.
Yeah, who built like a really
ugly house.
No, but it was like a super modern house.
Yeah, but
Ian Fleming thought it was ugly. It's actually a nice looking house.
Yeah.
And so he said, "I'll get back at you," and then named a famous Bond villain after him.
You know what? And Goldfinger's first name in the movie?
No.
It is Yeah, exactly. Can't wear hats. His first name is Auric,
Oh, gold.
which means gold.
Right. Auric Goldfinger.
Yeah.
Quantum of grievances.
Also, Gert Frobe, who
played Goldfinger.
Was dubbed over.
Right. Because he could not
Because he
speak
spoke
very
with
good
a
English.
thick German accent. And they were considering, for one movie, I can't remember which movie, they were considering bringing Gert Frobe back as Goldfinger's secret twin.
That's really stupid.
Some other Goldfinger.
I'm glad they didn't do that.
Well, they didn't do it, yeah. Mr. Ron, or Muron.
Mr. Ron. Mr. Ron. Didn't you have a high school teacher named Mr. Ran?
Ms. Ron.
Ms. Ron.
I
What
think it was
was Ms.
R.A.
Ran do?
She taught Japanese, among other things, but...
So she was Ron Sensei.
Yes.
You had a Japanese class in your high school?
Optionally.
What a fucking fancy high school you
We
went
had
to.
to
I
take-
had French, and that was it.
Well, we had to take...
didn't have Spanish.
We had to take French from grades 4 through 8, and then in grade 9... we got to choose, but we had to take a language until grade 11. So for 9, 10, and 11, you could choose French, Spanish, or Japanese.
What a fancy school.
Why not?
Yeah, she was the teacher in that Lure video. Yeah, in the one where you're the cop and you come in and you're like, don't do drugs.
Oh,
kid."
yeah. We named her after that teacher. Yeah, that's totally right.
Like, don't do drugs. I've done all the drugs. I've got some drugs. I always wished I had somebody who would talk like that come into my class.
Lancer, that's a good question. I'm going to text him right now.
Who are you texting?
Beej.
Oh, yeah. Beej is really sick. He caught some sort of horrible virus, and he was sick last weekend. And he gave it to Liz, and who else did he give it to? He gave a touch of it to me, because I have not been feeling super hot, but I've been resting a lot, so I've been mostly okay. I have a pretty strong immune system, thankfully. Anyhow, Mr. Ron, hey everybody, come on down to Mr. Ron's remedial after-school classes. Mr. Ron will teach you that shit that you didn't learn in class because he will scare you. Mr. Ron has a variety of torture implements at his disposal, like whips and knives and nails and cats and nine tails. Mr. Ron will beat the shit out of your kids until they learn their shit. Mr. Ron is not licensed by any educational system. Mr. Ron, you get what you pay for, and what you pay for is abuse, and what you get maybe is results, but maybe just PTSD, Mr. Ran. That was weird.
Yeah, that was weird. Neuter Commuter.
Right, he wanted the Flipper theme song. How does that go?
Flipper theme song.
BDSM teacher. That's not BDSM because it's not consensual what that guy's doing. I've learned a lot about BDSM just by people being pissed off about 50 Shades of Grey.
They call him Flipper, Flipper, faster than lightning. No one you see is smarter than he. And we know Flipper lives in a world full of wonder, flying there under the sea.
Alright, I got it. Alright. Can you hum a few bars? They call them Weagles, Weagles, killers of people, living in marshes and up in a tree. They call them Weagles, Weagles, they're filled with teeth and occasionally venom that you cannot see. They'll go into your house at night and fill you with teeth marks, and then with poop. They'll poop in your wounds. They call them Weagles, Weagles. They're filled with hate and spite, a lot more than you'd expect from an animal. But that's okay, cause they're here. Oh God, run, they're here. Ah, Weagles, ah!
The theme song sounds like a commercial for, like, detergent. Anyway.
So that was fun. Do not want.
That was the last sub for which we have any amount of data. We understand that there were some people whose resubs got eaten by Twitch. So, thank you. and welcome back. And we
Thanks, I rather
appreciate
enjoyed that.
your ongoing support. It really does mean a lot. And I'm sorry that we don't know who you are. But thank you very much. It's 2:47. Paul is on in a little over 10 minutes.
Omnicrat says, my resub was
I know,
eaten.
Omnicrat.
Omnicrat. He is a man whose resub was eaten. Complained to Twitch. Can't do much here. Twitch sucks. Maybe it's actually just this thing. I don't know. Twitch is a jerk, Omnicrat. And a moose boosh.
Anyway, so we're going to go off. We'll be back in... stream will go offline. Stream will be back on in about 10 minutes with Paul, who's going to be playing more Grim Fandango. And,
Maybe
yeah.
Cortanios will be watching.
Maybe Cortanios will watch. So, thank you so much. And, yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.